Just wanna be with you.
Welcome to Philippines Moving at Skipperdoodle 69. Till age 23, I was a surfer with no snow. Now, I'm going at 69 and going out with no snow. Never really minded snow. When I lived in Idaho, Washington, Oregon, Montana, Wyoming, and recently Reno, Nevada, and Witch Wells and St. John's, Arizona. Isn't that gorgeous snow, though? Look at that. If you can see it up close, it really glistens. It's pretty nice. I really kind of like it. You can see all the town, and I got out earlier before everybody mucked it all up, because by noon, this is going to be gone. It will melt. It doesn't stay very long in St. John's. So I thought I'd come out and do a little putsy around town while I talked about all the things going on. And you can see the flashing numbers on there. That's what happens when you're taking digital film. It makes everything flash. And here's the post office. I'm going to whip in here real quick, and I'm going to see if I got a passport from yesterday. I didn't go to the post office yesterday, but my P.O. box is here, so we'll see if I got a passport in here. I doubt it. I'm going to have to go back later. I'm checking it on a daily basis, because once I get it, of course, I'm going to have some awesome things going on. I can really put things in motion. Well, wasn't in there. Didn't want to show you my box. But anyway, I got Craigslist to start running my ad again on my house. I started it up. I've tried it a dozen times before, and it wouldn't do anything. Hey, how you doing there, buddy? What's up? Yeah, right on, man. Anyway, that's what's going on with the post office, and that Craigslist ran my ad. Now, I haven't checked it in the last hour, but it's been running for a day and a half. Craigslist on owner finance house in St. John's, Arizona, listed on the Sholo, Arizona Craigslist. In case you're interested, look it up. But that's, or you can look it up around here, but I only did a short thing on it here. Now I'm going to try to load up look at there, 8 to 9 inches of snow this morning. You'll see more of it. My little car just zips right through it. That's why I have my little Ford Escape all-wheel drive. Zippity-doo-dah. But, yeah, I'm going to try to work on that and get my cottage cabin, listed on there, because they kept dropping that too. Well, I think it'd be great if they quit removing my stuff, and maybe they did. They changed a whole bunch of stuff at the end of last year, and I don't know. I'm just trying to get it. I'm ready to get things. As soon as my passport comes in, I'm going to be hauling butt, and I'm trying to get all this set up. Look at all the snow on the cars. Some places my cabin is up to the left in the hills, and that's about, I bet I've got a foot up there. This is a one-time snow for St. John's. We get one of these a year, about 8-9 inches. We never get much more than that in one snow period. And it just came down last night, really nice. And it was pretty great, actually. But I've seen a whole bunch of dogs. Well, I just went into Circle K here to get a soda. And, of course, my little quick pick tickets that I buy and scratch offs. Oops, there they are. I get those when I get a soda, and usually I win a couple bucks. There's a $3.39 a gallon, $3.29 if you pay cash. So that ain't too bad. I know it's below $3 around rest some places like Tucson and all that, but in St. John's here we get fair prices. And I'm just putting around looking at the snow while I'm filling you in on what I'm doing. But if I can get my cabin going on that, get a few things done like that, I do have a real hankering to go to the, like I say, there's dogs running all over the place. We had 50-mile-an-hour winds last night. It was kind of a blizzard. And so there's dogs putting everywhere. At least the snow's out and the dogs are going slow and people can see them. I just can't go with all this doggy thing going on all the time. The cafe's open this morning. But everything's going fine. I got to get to the tropics. It's just a long road. It takes so long to get things done. I'm on my 7th week on my passport. Yeah, I don't know. The cost of living, in Philippines is back in the 60s. That's where I had my favorite time of life, 60s and 70s. Things were just much better back then. And I'm a foodie. The Philippines has the foodie thing down, and man, I love eating out every day, walking around. I go to all the festivals and events and barbecues and rib festivals, and I love going to those things and walking around and munching on munchies all day long. And that's what I'll be doing every single day. But it's been 44 years since I've been in the Philippines, and it hasn't changed much. It's still got all that in the same way. So I got to get a few things extra done, like the banks. I got to get multiple banks, extend my debit cards before I leave. New driver's license, because it'll only have a year left on it, so I got to get a newish one. Hey, look at it. I don't think I'll play tennis today. That looks a little snowy. But this afternoon I might be able to. That's the tennis courts. We just passed the courthouse thing. And yeah, it's one of those days I think I'll just edit a little film here. But I do need to get a newer driver's license so it lasts 5 more years. I got to get my P.O. box extended. The only way I can do that if I sell my cottage is I have to buy like an acre lot somewhere. I have no way else to do this, and I have to register that lot with my P.O. box so I can keep it. And you have to have an address to do that. In fact, the bank wants you to have an address too. So you got to keep your P.O. box and have a piece of land. So I can go get an acre piece of land up in the hills by my cabin. I know where all of them are at. So I'll get that all put away. And I'm going to go putsy out by the ponds and see what they look like on a snowy day. This is another trailer park in St. John's. It's kind of up by the ponds. They got a laundromat, they got Wi-Fi, this is a really nice one up on the hill. It's up above the high school. So you might want to keep that in mind if you ever come to St. John's. St. John's is when I said in my other videos, it's a great place to raise kids. Wonderful high school. Oh, that lady right there just picked up her dog. I just washed it down the road. It was out on the road, and she walked out and picked it up and was walking it back. Oh, man. Come on, people, watch your dogs. I don't want to see this doggy thing go again. But now you can see over by the ponds going in, there's been one other truck come in here this morning, and he left high ridges in the road for my little Ford Escape, but it's got skidder bottoms on the bottom, so I got about 8-9 inches of clearance, and I'm not really touching it right now, but it's about 8-9 inches of snow here right now. Might even be a little bit more since it's ridged up. But anyway, we're going to have this cold weather a little bit for the next couple days, and then it's probably going to go back in the 60s again. And I'm waiting for all this other stuff to happen, so I'm ready for real estate rush, which starts in April. And in March, I want to be ready, run things through March, and as it starts picking up, be totally ready, have all my stuff out there. and just be ready to close, because I'm going to make some deals for somebody. So if they're out looking for a home and they need owner financing and all this stuff, they got a down payment, I'm ready for them, and I'm going to set something up to match their needs. I'm used to doing this, and usually when people match their needs, I can set them up. Well, there's already a guy in here, so I think I'm going to back out of here and go over to the parking spot where there's fresh powder. And you don't want to come up in here without all-wheel drive. You can't live around here too much without all-wheel drive, or you're never going to go off-road. During monsoon season, it'll get muddy. And so you want to have all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. But it's this little car just goes anywhere. This is the second all-wheel drive car, the third all-wheel drive car I've had. And they just go great. There's about 10 inches of snow right there. I'm getting ready to go right in it. Meow. And the ponds are right up there under that hill. And I just wanted to come out and show the ponds a little bit, as I'm telling you about more stuff I'm doing. I've had some texts and phone calls from people out of the area about my ads, and of course I can't even go up to my cabin now because there's a foot of snow there, and when it melts it's going to get muddy. So I'm kind of out of that for a couple of weeks. I mean, this is the wrong time of year to put a listing out, but at least I can set up appointments with people. Now if you look way off in the distance there, where is that? There's some little smokestacks over there and stuff, and that's the power plant. And it's a coal plant. That's one of the plants the government's trying to shut down. And there's another one over in Springerville that's visible from here. And but here's the ponds over here, the entrance to them. I'm going to try to show you what it looks like in this little winter paradise. I really don't have much of a jacket on. It really isn't that cold. This is the fishing regulations. It's a community thing, and this, you have to have an Arizona fishing license. This is the lower pond. Last time I filmed up at the upper pond. I'm not going to walk over there today because the snow's already going in the top of my boots. I don't know why. I got snow boots on, but I'm just out slogging around. And then there's some tracks coming through here, either a dog or probably a coyote, because there's lots of coyotes. There's a little freeze spot on that pond. But if anybody wants to come to St. John's, Arizona, it has a lot of recreation around here. There's even the ski resort's probably going nuts today. 1 hour from here, you got a nice ski resort. You zip up there and you can go skiing and come back home. That's over above Sholo. It's in the White Mountains. But the Philippine thing, this is probably my last snow I'm going to see. Because I don't think, if we get any the rest of this season, it'll be really small. We only get 1 or 2 of these 8-9 inches, and we've only had dustings so far. So I'm kind of out enjoying it today before it melts off by noon. And I'll probably not see another snow like this for the rest of my life once I go to the Philippines. That's why I'm taking some time this morning to come out and film it. I mean, I was up in Wyoming and all those other places with snow, and I mean, that's 30, 40 below zero. I wouldn't be out here right now. But here, this is a mellow little thing during the summer. Heck, it only goes 85, 90 degrees. It's very dry here. 17% is about the average humidity factor. Way off in the distance there, you'll see a little cloud coming over those trees off to the side, and that's the power plant. And what they're going to do without that, Springerville actually has a power plant. We don't get our power from that plant, actually. That plant sends stuff. We get ours from over in New Mexico, believe it or not, in St. John's. That one over there, it shoots down over into the valley towards Phoenix area, but not all the way down there. Isn't that a pretty snow? But you can see, even with two people, me and one other truck that came in, it's already getting kind of squishy-wishy, and when that starts melting, it's going to turn to crapola. So I figured I'd come in here and get it before it did, and do a little tooling around. The old city bus going down there, picking the kids up to go to school. If you see that dark line above the bus, it goes clear across the horizon. I tried to zoom in, but it's not that far. That's a hill back in there, and that's where my cottage is. Directly straight ahead, if you went like as the crow flies straight out there, you'd run right into my cottage. So that's pretty cool. But that's about 25 miles as the crow flies. This is going back into St. John's on Highway 61, heading north, coming out of the ponds. The ponds is only a mile out of town. It's right behind the high school, kind of. But I've been watching more stuff about condos and all that other stuff. I've been watching this stuff for over a year now. I'm really anxious to go because the real estate here is pretty level. It hasn't really gone down and kind of going up too. So I don't think I'm going to have to bend as far as I thought. And in the Philippines, whatever happens here, of course, people sell out down in the valley in Phoenix. That's where things fall apart. And then they want to come up this way and say, let's just go up to a nice quiet little place. That is the Mormon temple right there. That's where you have your steak gatherings and all that other stuff. Not steak like an eat steak, it's just a steak. I used to think that when I was younger, and I went to one of the deals and I said, where's the steaks? When I was 14 years old. But anyway, there's your propane was $3.49. That's where you buy your bottle of propanes. Or you can go around and have them deliver it, which they do to my cabin, and it's about a quarter gallon cheaper. But I'm going to probably go down here, and I don't remember anything else to film except there's that flashing gas station again. Till next time, keep your dogs safe. Bye, y'all.